Hello viewers, this is my first video regarding CSI and NET JRF Life Science preparation, and 3-point test cross is a very important topic regarding exam because every year in 2 markers and 4 markers 1 or 2 questions is surely asked from this topic. And in 3-point test cross we consider 3 genes and we perform test cross, that is we take recessive parent for crossing, one recessive parent for crossing, and we find out the linkage between those genes, we find out the gene map and so on. So let's have a look. It's a part of physical gene mapping. Why we need 3-point test cross? Because if we consider 3 genes, then on a chromosome, then we can find out the linkage between those genes. That is, we can find out that those 3 genes are located on the same chromosome or not. We can also find out the distance between 3 genes, the gene order, the coefficient of coincidence, and as well as interference. So coefficient of coincidence shows that how much time that there has been occurrence of DCOs, and interference shows that how much inhibition is there in occurring of DCOs. Okay, and last, chi-square value is used to determine the significance of observed and expected data. That is, if there is huge difference between observed and expected data, then the data is not visible. Okay. Usually practice question, usually numerical question is given in the exam, so we'll just come upon that. I'm reading it out. If a trihybrid female Drosophila for mutant allele, okay, trihybrid female Drosophila having mutant allele means Drosophila is diploid organism and it is mutant for one allele. Okay, not both alleles are mutant, only one allele is mutant. This is the genetic constitution for that, and it is going to mate with the triple recessive male. Okay, the male is having recessive genes. All these 3 genes are in recessive form in the male, like vermilion eyes, cross veinless, and cut wing edges are in recessive form. So we will calculate map distance between those genes, gene order we will try to determine, and we will determine coefficient of coincidence, interference value, and chi-square value. Chi-square value I am leaving in this video. I am leaving this for my viewers. I want you to calculate out what is the chi-square value. So write me in the comment section below that how much you have calculated the chi-square value. In exam only this much is given, sorry, only this much data is given, that the 8 gametes and their numbers. Okay, from this data we have to deduce from where it has came. Like I've said earlier, the female is having one mutant allele and other is in recessive form, is going to mate with a male which is having all the 3 genes in recessive form. So by their crossover 8 kind of gametes will be produced, and these 8 kind of gametes, in this 8 kind of gametes parental type will be high in number. Okay, so in parental type you can see the CV and CT are same, that is CV and CT are in wild type form in first type of gamete, and CV and CT are in recessive form in second type of gamete, but V is different. Okay, it shows that V will be in the corner. I'm talking about gene order. Okay, and if we compare this parental type with the DCO, we can see that V and CT are same and CV is different. So CV will be in the next corner. Why I'm saying this? Because when we perform DCO, okay, double crossover like this, the middle one get changed. Okay, the middle one will get changed, that it is if middle one is having the minus if middle one is in recessive form, it will come into the lower side. Okay, because middle one get changed. So we can see that V is changing and V is changing and CV is changing. So V and CV are changing, only one is not changing is CT. So CT will be in the middle. So the gene order is V, CT and CV. So it is very easy to calculate out the gene order. Here I have written it, that how I have compared the DCO with the parental types and I have reduced the gene order. So it is very easy. So I have rewritten the gametes so that I can find out the single crossover between CV and CT and V and CT. Okay, single crossover we need for reducing the gene mapping. Okay, and gene mapping is calculated by calculating the recombination frequency, how much time they have recombined. By that we can calculate out the gene mapping. So I am writing the gene order again. Okay, so if there is single crossover between V and CT, I am writing the parental types. Okay, so if there is the single crossing over between V and CT, then the genetic constitution will be VCTCV. VCTCV. Okay, VCTCV here. Okay, VCTCV, and if from the single crossover happen from lower side, then it will come as V plus, CV plus and CT plus here. So 89 and 94 are the gamete number. Now if we want to calculate that, if we want to search out which one is the crossover, single crossover between CV and CT, then what will happen, that what will be the genetic constitution? CV plus CT and V plus, CV plus CT and V plus. This is the single crossover between V and CT. And if single crossing over occur from lower side, then it will be CV CT plus V, CV CT plus V above 1. Okay, this is the single crossover between CT and CV. So now we will find out the recombination frequency between V and CT. So we will add up the single crossover between V and CT plus DCOs divided by total number of gametes into 100. So the single crossover between V and CT are 89, 94, and the DCOs are 3 plus 5. So it will come as 13.2 map unit or centimorgan. So this is how we are multiplying it by 100, so it will come in percentage. Next we will find out the recombination frequency between CT and CV. Sorry. CT and CV. So the data is 40 plus 45. 40 is 45. 40 plus 45 plus DCO into 100. It will come as 6.4 map unit. Okay, 6.4 map unit is the distance between CV and CT. So now the map distance between V and CT is 13.2 map unit, and the distance between CT and CV is 6.4 map unit. When we, if we want to check it out that whatever we have calculated is really true or not, we can check it out by adding it up. Like 3.2 plus 6.4, it will come 19.6 map unit, but it is not it don't come by just adding up the single crossover. Like the single crossing over gamete number is 40 plus 45 plus 89 plus 94. So it will come as just 18.5 map unit. It is not 19.6 map unit. It's not so that our calculation is wrong. It's because we have not added the DCOs twice. Okay. So when we add up the DCOs twice, then it will come as 19.6 map unit. So it will show that whatever we have calculated is absolutely correct. Now we will calculate interference. Interference is the inhibition which is occurring in the happening of double crossing over. That's why it is very lowest in number. Like double crossover happen like this now. It is very difficult in nature to happen double crossover. That's why they are very lowest in number. And for calculating the DCO, it will the coefficient of coincidence we have to calculate out. Coefficient of coincidence is considered calculated by observed DCO by expected DCO. Observed DCO is calculated by multiplying recombination frequency between CV and CT and recombination frequency between CT and CV. We have multiplied recombination frequency by 100. That's why it was 13.2. But if we remove the but if we don't multiply it by 100, then it will come as 0.132 into 0.064, and it will come as 8%. And expected DCO is calculated by total number of gametes into observed DCO, and it will come as 12%. I have divided by 100 to remove the decimal. Okay, so coefficient of coincidence will come as 8 by 12, 0.66, and interference is calculated by 1 minus coefficient of coincidence. So 1 minus 0.66, it will come 0.34%. So that's all about the numerical calculation of 3-point test cross. Now come to the important point. If there is no observed DCO, then coefficient of coincidence will be 0, because coefficient of coincidence shows how much time DCOs have occurred. So if there is no DCO, then there will be no coefficient of coincidence. Okay, and interference will be 1, because interference is calculated by 1 minus coefficient of coincidence, and if coefficient of coincidence is 0, then interference will be 1. Okay, and chi-square, if ranges between 0 to 1, then the data is significant, the data is feasible, and one can rely upon the data. But if it is less than 0 or greater than 1, then the data is not significant. Okay, this is about 3-point test cross. I hope you would like it. If you have any question, then please then you can write me on the comment section. I will happy to help you. I will answer shortly, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you.